Today I'm showing a lot of fun things, including the oldest detective comics that's now in my collection. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel today. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll click the subscribe button before you leave, and clicking the notification bell will instantly inform you when new content is added to my channel. Today, primarily, this video is going to be made up of a half-price books haul from a few different trips I made to two different half-price books locations. But before I get to that, there's a few other recent additions to my collection that I want to show off. This first one I've already shown on Instagram to rave reviews. This is Silver Surfer Rebirth, issue number 1. I got this from the Comic Mint. It is the Felipe Massafera variant. Hopefully I pronounced his last name correctly. Felipe, if I didn't, I apologize, and I invite you over to a spaghetti dinner at your convenience. But this was just too beautiful of a cover to pass up. The story was fun and good too. It was a very good lead-in to this limited series. I think it's a 6-issue limited series, but I really enjoyed this. But I especially enjoyed the cover. So no brainer there. I had to get this one. I don't always show a lot of my new pickups because, first of all, I don't buy a lot of new books. And secondly, when I do, I figure everyone has seen these books already. About the only time that I make an exception to that is when I buy a beautiful exclusive variant somewhere that perhaps you haven't seen shown on a lot of other channels. Happy to have this one in my collection. I want to show you something that I found at Target. Ooh, I was so happy to find this at Target. It is one of the new Justice League Mego Wonder Woman figures. This is an 8-inch figure styled after Gal Gadot. When I was a little Magic Lasso, the name Mego brought me so much enjoyment. I had a bunch of Mego figures, the 6-inch and a couple of the 12-inch ones. I still have them. I didn't have the complete line, and there were some that I remember never being able to find in stores, and then others that I remember seeing all the time. But the Mego brand's been back for a few years now, really cashing in on that pop culture love, and I just love it. I absolutely love this. It's got a nice picture of Gal on the back, spotlighted from the Justice League movies. Couldn't resist this one at all. As I mentioned recently, that Comic Fu 2814 sent me a Figures Toy Company Queen Hippolyta action figure, and I want to get some more Figures Toy Company figures of their Wonder Woman line. And although this isn't Figures Toy Company, I still couldn't resist it. Now we're going to get into our half-price books haul. And since we're talking action figures, you know, half-price books has more than just books. They have collectibles too. And here is an action figure. Not a Figures Toy Company one either, but this ended up on the clearance bin for $5, and the box is in mint condition. For $5 I couldn't pass this up. It's Wonder Woman. It's an 8-inch bendable figure from the New 52 era. It's awesome. We have some great artwork here on the back. Once again, another no-brainer. So getting into some of the comic books that I've bought at half-price books recently, this first one is a Batman cover, and I think looking at the cover, you know instantly why I bought it, because Wonder Woman guest starred. This is Batman issue number 39. This was a great story. I need to get issue number 40 because it continues into that. And I looked at the A and B covers for 39 and 40. This is the A cover. And I think I need to get the A and B covers for these issues as well. But it was a good lead-in to a 2-part story, and I want to pick it up. I know I could read it digitally, but I want to pick it up, have it for the collection, and enjoy the second part to the story. So, you know, not bad purchase for, I think this was either $1 or $2. Not bad at all. So I realized that you maybe haven't been to a half-price book. Some people have, some people haven't, because they're not located all over the United States. It's kind of the same thing with like an Ollie's store. I've never been to an Ollie's store. They don't have them here in my area. So I wanted to give you an idea, a little bit of what half-price books is like, especially with the comic book section. So your lower priced books You can just flip through at your convenience. But as you see now in this video, it's definitely not the most convenient way to go. And the video you're looking at now, these books were pretty loose, because I've gone to some half-price books before where that bin, that locked bin, is so tight that you can barely make out what the title is, and that gets frustrating sometimes. So half-price books generally keeps the books that are about $5 and up in these locked bins. And if you want to take a closer look at one, you just ask an employee to unlock and open up the bin for you. I hadn't been to the closest half-price books to me, which is still quite a haul, in several months. And the reason why is the last 3 or 4 times that I went there, I just felt like I knew the inventory forwards and backwards, and there was nothing new coming through. So after taking a hiatus from going, when I went the first time after this hiatus, it felt like the store, at least the comic section, had been completely restocked. There was so much stuff in there that I hadn't seen in there before, and so many things I was interested in, and I felt like I kind of hit the jackpot. So I'm going to show you some of those books that I picked up from the locked bin area, including Detective Comics number 408. This is now the oldest detective comic books that's in my personal collection. I've always wanted to have one of those comic books from Detective where Batgirl was a co-star in the title, and I didn't have any. And first of all, this is an amazing Batman cover, some Neil Adams goodness, and the first half of this Batman story was just phenomenal. It felt very cinematic, and I was kind of on the edge of my heels wondering how this was going to play out. So it was a fantastic book, first of all. The Batgirl story is a separate secondary backup story at the end. That was okay. I'd still love to be able to get some more of these detectives with Batman and Batgirl, but at least I've gotten my first one, because like I said, I've always wanted to have one of those. Pretty cool. This next book is one that I already had. I needed to upgrade my copy of it. So it's Brave and the Bold. I think this is volume 3, issue number 32, if I remember correctly. This is, what an issue this is. First of all, if you've never read this and you're a fan of The Killing Joke, you need to read this. Let me tell you why. This book takes place the night before the events of The Killing Joke. So it's Zatanna, Wonder Woman, and Batgirl having themselves a girls' night out. When I first read this story, I thought, in the beginning, I'm like, this is kind of a throwaway story. This is just kind of fluff. And then it took this turn, and I went, oh my gosh, this is not a throwaway story. This is not fluff. This is awesome. And I don't want to say any more about that in case you haven't read this story. This book does sell generally in the $30 to $40 range now. I think it's worth the money to have in your collection. It's just a one-off story, but especially if you're a fan of The Killing Joke, it's one that you're going to want to have. As I said, I already had a copy, but mine had a little ding in it, so I don't actually see this book in the wild all that often either. So I was surprised to see it at a half-price books, and happy to add it into my collection. So I mentioned before that sometimes that bin, they can pack the books in so tightly that you can't even see much of the cover. And this next book is a primary case of that, because I first went through it and flipped past it going, I have that already. And then I found a different book that I wanted them to open the case for, and I was just re-going through the bin, and I went, that's not the book I thought it was. Sensational She-Hulk number 60. This is the final issue of the run. Of course, I mistook it for Sensational She-Hulk issue number 1 because this is an homage cover to it. I'm so glad I went back through the books and in the bin once they unlocked it and gave it another look. This is another book that I don't see in the wild very often. So I'm super stoked to have this. Last year, I tried buying a copy of this from a seller on Mercari, and it arrived with tons of water damage that wasn't in the picture that they showed, and in a much worse condition than it was. So I sent it back and asked for my money back. And the seller wasn't very happy about it, but they did honor it at least. But I do have the issue now. I don't have a lot of Sensational She-Hulk in my collection. Now, I had the complete run of Savage She-Hulk, but for Sensational She-Hulk, I have issue 1, I think I have issue 50, and now I have the final issue, issue 60. This was a low print run, which is another reason why you don't see this book, I think, very much out of the wild. And because she wants me to hand over those X-Men comics to rip them up, it's another reason why I am not showing any X-Men comic books in my video today. I'm not even taking the chance. I have some X-Men that I'll be showing in future comic book editions video, but not today, not with She-Hulky. Not gonna chance it. So this book is one, I've been dying to show this to you, primarily so I can get it out of this bag. I know that bags are at a premium right now, and it's not the grossest bag that I've ever found a comic book in or bought a comic book in, but I can't wait. I don't know if it comes across on camera very well or not, but this bag is gross. Ugh. So it's Justice League of America, issue number 39 from Volume 1. As I've said many times, I'm really working on my Justice League run for Volume 1 this year. I know I won't complete it, but I just want to knock down as many issues as I can. And this is one that I didn't have. And for $8, even though it's in a lower grade, I'm still happy to pick this one up and have it in the collection. And now that I've finally shown it on this video, I can get it into a proper Silver Age bag and board. Yeah. So one more book I want to show today, and it goes right along with what I was talking about. Justice League of America, issue number 106. This is another issue, obviously, that I didn't have, that I needed for my Justice League run. And although I want to say, as a child, I have this reprinted in something. I didn't have the original, but I had the story reprinted because I was familiar with it, and definitely familiar with this cover, which I think is pretty awesome. Red Tornado rejoining the Justice League in this issue, too. So happy to have another Justice League comic book off of my list. So a little bit shorter video for you today. I appreciate you sticking through my longer videos. The last several have been a little bit longer in length, so I tried to do a little bit shorter one today. Please, She-Hulk, smash the like button to this video. Share this video on this channel with someone else. That's a great way to show support to my channel. As I said before, if you haven't subbed to my channel already, maybe today would be the day you do so. I'd certainly love that. And clicking the notification bell will inform you when new content is added. Comments are always welcomed, appreciated, and encouraged. Have you ever been to a Half Price Books? Do you have luck? Do you find the same inventory? Do you have any of these books I showed, or are you looking for any of them? I'd love to dialogue about all of this stuff and anything else that you want to in the comment section below. Coming up soon on my YouTube channel, another A-OK. I'm excited to share that with you too. For now, I want to give a special thanks to my friend Mr. Fridge Art, who's on Instagram. Left a link for his Instagram in the description to this video. He helped me with a thumbnail to this video when I ran into a little bit of a snag. This She-Hulk shirt was one of my Christmas presents from him, and he helped a little bit with the new look to my YouTube page here, some of the new graphics on there, including the avatar. So thank you, Mr. Fridge Art. I appreciate you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and thanks for watching this Comic Book Editions video today.
I passed him on the street and he was wearing green Shrek Crocs, tweed pants, and this gold-plated necklace that said drippin'. I was like, who is this fashion god?
What about his Wonder Woman tank?
So dope.